Hey, hi guys. So in today's session, we will discuss one of the most important locator, that is XPath. And XPath is the most important topic. If you are giving an interview, then most important interview question, I think 99.99% interviewer ask what is XPath. Either they can ask you dynamic XPath or they can ask you what is XPath, right? And else they can give you to write a XPath syntax, right? So it's a most important topic. So today we will discuss about it. So first of all, we will understand what is the meaning of X. It is a XML. X is a XML, but we call it XPath. In short, we call it XPath, but it is a XML path, right? So what is the full form of XML? Extensible markup language. And for HTML, as you know, hypertext markup language, right? So this XPath is a query language for selecting nodes from an XML document or finding elements in HTML web page. So this XML and this HTML both are used to design a web page. They can use any of them, right? Either they can use XML or HTML. So both are used for the designing a web page. This XPath you can use for both of them. It doesn't matter which markup language they have used to design a web page. You can use XPath for both of them, right? So there are two types of XPath. One is absolute XPath and another one is relative XPath. So absolute XPath, it start finding an element from root node. Let me show you. So let me open amazon.in, and let's say these are the items, right? These are the items, and I will open this prime. I will inspect it here. So this is a element section. So this element start from HTML, right? So it means this page, this web page is designed in HTML, hypertext markup language, right? So this absolute XPath always start finding an element from root node. This is a root node, HTML tag, right? So it will start finding an element from here only, right? So this is the syntax I have written here, HTML, and then it will go inside the body, and then after that, whatever it will follow the tag. So I will show you. Let's say we want to inspect this prime, right? This prime we want to inspect. Then how we can inspect this prime? By using absolute XPath. So let's start finding an element by using absolute XPath. So I will write here Control F. So I have inspected. Now see, it start from root node, means in absolute XPath we use single backslash. So I will use here single backslash, and then it start from root node, and root node tag name is HTML. So we will write here HTML, again slash, and after that we need to go inside the body, right? So we can see. So after HTML we have a head. We don't need to go in head. Style, we don't need to go. We need to find out the body. Where is the body? We will scroll till body. See, body is here, right? So now we will write here backslash body. Again, single backslash, and after body, we will see what else we have. So we have this div tag. See, it is been open, right? It means it is going inside the div. So here, this is the first div, right? So we don't need to write first div because there is only one div. So we will write here only div. Again, backslash. See, so now it is entered in this div section, right? After div, we need to go this is not open, right? This script is not open, then we don't need to go there. We are in div only. And after that, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. See, after that we have header, right? And this is the only one header. Here we have only one header. So we will write here header, this header, because this is open, you can see it has been expanded, right? So it means it is going in after div. See, again, I can show you. See, we have entered in body. After body, we have entered in this div section. And after div, you can see it is not been expanded. This script one, it is not been expanded. Only div is expanded, right? After that, we will go down and we can see what else is been expanded. See, so this div is not expanded, but this header is expanded. See here, right? So now we will write here header, and we have only one header. This is the first one and we have only one header here, right? So we will write only header. If you have more than one header, then you can use 1 2 3, right? But here we have only one header, so I will write here header. Again, see, now we have entered inside the header. It is highlighted in yellow, right? After that, again we will use one single backslash, right? Now we are in header section. Again, after header, see, this div one, this first one is open, right? It means we need to go inside this div, right? So how we can go inside this div? See, so now we have many divs, right? One div, two div, three div, four div, like we have so many child div, right? So we will assign here div one. How we can assign? Div, and then we can assign here 1, right? So now we have entered in this div section, right? After that, again we will use one single backslash, right? Now we will go down. See, so again this div expanded, right? So we will count here 1 2 3 4 5. This is the fifth one, right? So again we will use here div 5. Now we have entered in this div, right? This div. And after that, again we will see 1 2 3. So now again we will have to enter in third div. So again we will use one single backslash div, and here we will use 3. No, we have used 3, but it is not 3. 1 2. So we need to enter here 2, not 3, because it is going in the next one. So here we will have to use 2. Now it is showing correct, right? After that, again we will use one single backslash. Now we are in this div, right? And after that, again 1 and 2. Again we need to go in second div, this one, right? So again we will use here div 2 here, but we need to go inside. Okay, so this is the div, but we need to go inside this one. Again we will have to use div only, div. And after this div, currently we are in this div, right? But after that we need to go inside this a, right? This a tag is expanded, right? But remaining one is not expanded, but this one is expanded. So we will have to count the a. This is the one, this is the first, this is the second, this is the third, fourth, fifth, and this is the sixth, and this is the seventh one. So let's see. A, and we need to go, let me assign 6 here. See where it is highlighting. See, 6 one is highlighting this new release, but our element, our item is available at 7th. So we will write here 7. See, now it is highlighting prime, right? See, and here you can see 1 of 1, means we found our XPath. This is the absolute XPath. So let me copy it from here and paste it somewhere. Here in the example only, I will paste it here. I have pasted, right? So this is our XPath, absolute XPath which we have found, right? See, so we have some drawback in absolute XPath. Usually we don't use absolute XPath. What is the drawback? Let me explain you. See, so as this prime is available at index is 7, right? But it may be tomorrow or in future if they have added one new item here in between new releases and prime section, they have added one new item, right? In that case, this element will get changed, right? This absolute path, it will get changed. It will be here a or something else. This div maybe get changed, right? It means this design pattern will get changed, right? Once our design pattern will get changed, then our absolute XPath also will get changed. Then it means whatever absolute XPath you have written, that will fail, right? So it means if anything change in design pattern, then our absolute XPath will get fail. So to avoid that, it's better to choose relative XPath, which doesn't follow any structure manner. So that is the reason we don't use absolute XPath. So we usually prefer to use XPath, relative XPath, not absolute XPath. Because in absolute XPath, whenever any design pattern will get changed, then our XPath will get failed. Absolute XPath will get failed, right? So to avoid that, we use relative XPath. So what is a relative XPath? We can see. So as we have seen this absolute XPath, it will start finding an element from root node, right? And it takes time to find out the web element, right? Now we will see the relative XPath, which is most useful. So relative XPath, it start finding element from any point in the document based on search criteria. It will start finding an element from anywhere within the web page. Wherever it will find out the search criteria, it will start from there only, right? So we can see the syntax. I have written here example, but we can see the syntax of relative XPath. So definition, you can see, you can explain your interviewer in the relative XPath. It starts finding an element from any point in the document based on search criteria, right? And this is the example which I have taken, but we can see the relative XPath syntax. So syntax in absolute XPath, we were using single backslash, right? But in the relative XPath, we will use double backslash. And after that, we will use tag name and this large bracket at the rate attribute and then value of attribute. So it is like input, button, div, span, right? A something will be there in tag name. So we will pick it up and I will show you. And attribute like ID, name, class name, etc. Right? And value means whatever the attribute will be there. So every attribute will have some attribute value. So this is the syntax of XPath, which you will be which you will have to remember. Double slash tag name at the rate attribute is equal to attribute value. So this XPath you will get remember once you will start writing the XPath. So let's start finding an element. Same element I will try to find out by using relative XPath. This prime element, right? How we can use the relative XPath? See, I will again inspect this element. This is the prime. So now we are going to use relative XPath. So see here. Here we have prime, but it is available under this a hyphen, right? So here we can use attribute ID. See, ID is available, class is available, right? And other attribute is also available, right? So how we can write? We have seen this syntax, right? By using syntax, I will show you. First of all, we will use this double slash. I have used double slash, and then it is saying tag name. So our tag name is A, right? So I will use here A, and after that I will use this large bracket, and after large bracket it is saying use at the rate attribute. So I will use here at the rate, and attribute I will take again. You can inspect the item, this prime. See, so attribute I will use ID because ID is available. If ID is not available, then we can go with the name. If name is also not available, we can use a class. If class is also not available, then we can use any other attribute, right? And if other attribute also not available, then we can use a text here. We have text, right? I will explain you to find out how to find out the dynamic XPath. I will explain you in the upcoming session, but today we can see the simple one. So I will use here attribute ID. So ID is available. I will use ID is equal to, we can use the single colon, as you can see here. As you can see in the document, I have used here colon, and within colon we can pass the attribute value. So attribute value, we have attribute value. Again, I can inspect it. It has gone. So if it is moved into some other element, then you can again reinspect it. See, so see here, ID is available. It is highlighting here, but it has expanded this tag, right? And you can see inside the tag attribute is available, ID attribute. We can use the ID attribute, and then we can use the value of this attribute ID. We can copy it from here and we can paste it over here. See, so this is our relative XPath. So within a few seconds we can find out our web element by using relative XPath. It's quite simple. You just need to remember that syntax, and syntax is very easy. Tag name at the rate attribute is equal to attribute value, right? So I will take the example here. So in the example, I will copy paste. See, this is the example which I have taken. So see, so this absolute XPath taken much more time to find out this web element, but it has taken only few seconds, right? So we have seen how to use relative XPath and absolute XPath. Relative XPath is very simple, right? To find out the web element. So now I will show you while writing a script. So I will create one class here. I will write here XPath locator. I will create a class and will give the name XPath locator. Again, we will create one main method, and after that we will launch the Chrome driver, webdriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver, and then after that we will import it. And after importing, we will maximize the window. How we can maximize? Driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. After that, we will launch the application, driver dot get, and then here we will pass the application URL, means this amazon.in. No, we don't need this much. We need only this much. We need only amazon.in. We need only amazon.in, right? And here if you want, you can get the title as well. Driver dot get title. So it will return title of the page, right? After that, here I will use here absolute XPath. Absolute XPath. So how we can use driver dot find element by dot XPath. We will write here XPath only, and here within this XPath we will pass absolute XPath which we have find out here. I have copied here, so we can again copy it from here and we can paste it over there. So as of now we are going to use absolute XPath. As you can see here, we are using single backslash, and then it has started finding an element from root node, and root node starts from HTML and then body and then whatever the section will come, right? So as of now we are going to use absolute XPath. So after this we will click on that element. Here we can use this click method. So let's run it. See, it has launched. You can see it is clicked on this Prime. You can see the title here, Amazon Prime. It has clicked on it, Prime button, right? So if you want to check after clicking the title, see, before clicking title was this Amazon.in and this, right? And you can if you want to see after clicking the title, then you can check the title here. Again system.out.println, and here you can use driver dot get title. And if you want to give any message here, then you can give the message as well here after clicking on Prime. Again rerun it. See, it has clicked. But if you want to see the difference, because it is clicking so fast, right? See, this is the before one and this is the after one. See, after clicking on Prime, you can see this title, Amazon.in, Amazon Prime, right? So if you want to see the difference, then you can use here wait, thread dot sleep. You can use thread dot sleep, and here you can give some time in millisecond. It will ask you to use this throws. You can use, right? So if you use this, then it will wait for some time. This is a static wait, right? So if again I will execute, then it will slowly click on it. See, it will wait for some time, and after that it will click on Prime. See, so after waiting for 3 seconds, it is clicked on this Prime button, right? See, so this is how we can use absolute XPath. Now we can see relative XPath. Relative XPath. So for the relative XPath, again we will write here driver dot find element by dot XPath, and after that here we can pass that relative XPath. So this is the relative XPath which we found to click on prime button, right? This is the relative XPath. So this relative XPath will not get changed. See, so let's say tomorrow they are changing anything in the this web page. Let's say they are adding any new item here, then our XPath will not get fail because relative XPath does not follow any structure manner, right? It is directly targeting to element based on the attribute. It will start searching an element based on this attribute value. It does not follow any structure manner, right? But absolute XPath follow the structure manner. So this relative XPath, it directly start finding the element with this value, attribute value. So it doesn't matter if anything has been changed in the design pattern in the web page, then it does not mean your XPath will get failed. Your relative XPath will not get failed until and unless changing this ID, right? So if your ID is not getting changed, then your XPath will not get failed. So the reason so that is the reason we use relative XPath only. So we don't use absolute XPath. We usually use only relative XPath. So here we are clicking on that prime link. So we are clicking on prime link, this prime link by using relative XPath. So let's run it. See, it has clicked 2 times because first time it is clicking by using this absolute XPath and second time it is clicking on this relative XPath. So we can comment these lines. Now you can again rerun it to see the difference. See, it has clicked. So you can use both of them, but absolute XPath has some drawback. So to avoid that drawback, we use relative XPath. Because in absolute XPath, if anything will get changed in web page, if your design will get changed, then your XPath will get fail. But in relative XPath, if anything will get changed in your web page, then your XPath will not get changed because it does not follow any structure manner. It does not follow any design pattern. It will start searching an element on the basis of this search criteria, right? So that is the reason we use this relative XPath. So mostly interviewer ask what is the XPath, what is the difference between the single slash or double slash. So you can explain them. Single slash is used for absolute XPath and double backslash is used for relative XPath. And sometimes they ask what is the difference between absolute XPath and relative XPath. So you should be aware about what is XPath, what is absolute XPath, what is relative XPath. And whenever interviewer asks what is XPath, then you should explain the definition of XPath and then types of XPath. Right. So I hope you understood. And in the upcoming session, we will understand how to find out the dynamic XPath. Right. So we will continue this XPath session in upcoming session as well. So thank you for watching this video. Bye. Have a nice day.